You're listening to the Tony Conley Morning Show and more compelling talk radio, 1320 WILS and 1320WILS.com. Taking vitamin B12 or folic acid supplements may not reduce seniors' risk of memory loss, according to a new study. Past research hinted that taking vitamin B12 and folic acid might help protect memory and thinking skills, according to background information for this study. Let's learn a little bit more from Dr. Richard Lee, who's a 1320 WILS and Fox News Radio expert. He's a medical expert. He's a clinical professor of medicine at the Stanford University School of Medicine and the medical director of GeneSolve, a body chemistry company with offices in San Francisco and Dallas. Dr. Lee, how are you?
Excellent.
Tell us about this new study.
Okay, well, the study is somewhat flawed, however. What it doesn't mention in the press release is the patients in this study had an elevated level of something called homocysteine. And these people are already behind the eight ball in terms of risk of not only memory loss, but dementia, stroke, and heart disease. And so the amount of folic acid and B12 they gave them wasn't enough to correct for this. And not only that, they've suffered decades of damage because this is a genetic condition. So they were undertreated. The folic acid was half of what the American Heart Association recommends, and so was vitamin B12. So they didn't correct for the genetic condition they have, and they didn't give them enough to fix it anyway.
The study didn't interest me as much as talking about how we as Americans spend billions of dollars on vitamins. Is that a waste of money, Dr. Lee?
Well, if you waste it on the wrong vitamin for the wrong reason, then yeah. Most people with a good diet will get most of the vitamins they need. However, people like the ones in this study lack the ability to use folic acid, and they need a supplement called L-methylfolate, which is not easily available, and they need lots of it. Ditto for vitamin B12. They need 2 to 3 times as much as a normal person might need. So if you know your specific body chemistry, your specific genetics, then you can tailor what vitamins you do need to correct for that.
What is the difference between regular vitamins we buy off the shelf and pharmaceutical-grade vitamins?
Well, for one thing, regular vitamins may have everything in them that they're supposed to have, but it's all compacted into a small pill, and it may not be absorbed. Pharmaceutical grade are generally those that are specifically dosed in one vitamin for one condition. So you're treating something with a higher dose of something for a particular reason.
Are those vitamins worth the price? Because they cost more, right?
They do cost more. They're more absorbable, meaning they can actually pass through your intestine and get into your body. But again, you could be spending too much for pharmaceutical-grade vitamins you don't need. The best thing to do is to find out and test what vitamins you do need specifically and just treat those.
Dr. Lee, of the vitamins that we take, how much of it is actually absorbed in our bodies?
And again, it depends on the vitamins. Vitamins like D, fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D, are not absorbed well unless you take them with a fatty meal. Mm-hmm. And most people are deficient in vitamin D unless they run around naked in the sun all the time. So just about everyone can benefit from that, but you got to take it with fats. B vitamins, they may not be absorbed if you have a condition where you can't bring it through your digestive system, and that can be determined by simple blood tests. Most of them are absorbed readily because they're water soluble.
So bottom line is we need to make sure that most of our vitamins come from our diets, and so we need to make sure that we're laying those out so we get everything we need.
That's right. Eat colorful vegetables and fruits, more of them, and if you can, find a physician who can test for levels that you may be deficient and correct that.
Dr. Richard Lee is a 1320 WILS and Fox News Radio medical expert. Dr. Lee, thanks so much.
You're welcome. Good talking to you.
And thank you for listening to the Tony Conley Morning Show and more compelling talk radio, 1320 WILS and 1320WILS.com.